Saint Joseph, prepare to leave this world. Others should prepare to be crucified. May 10th, 2022. Whoever will be sworn in as new Philippine president will have his or her hands extraordinarily full in the next 6 years. It will be years of mounting tribulations, of events that will pave the way for the worldwide entry of the Antichrist in flesh and blood, of unusual prophecies unfolding one after the other, at times layering over others. The credibility of Catholic mystics in these days rests in that many, if not all, of their recent detailed prophecies have indeed been happening. The attack on the Twin Towers, the great tsunami in Japan, the unusual weather, the strange manifestations in the skies that include what we call UFOs, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, etc. Yes, even a warning from the Blessed Mother in Lipa, Batangas in 1948 about the territorial ambition of China in the Philippines. And more messages are pouring in through Catholic mystics. I had introduced in this column several Catholic mystics, seeing to it that they are backed by good priests as an added assurance of their credibility. This time, let me add more to the list. A Mexican Catholic mystic named Lorena, who, of course, is under the guidance of some priests. She has been receiving messages in Spanish from heaven for several years now and are being examined by priests, especially before they are published. On April 22nd, 2022, Lorena received the following message from Saint Joseph, translated from the original Spanish by her followers. Dear faithful remnant, I, Saint Joseph, as patron of the family of Nazareth and the guardian and custodian of all the families of the world, I want to prepare you for something inevitable, and for which many of you will live in your own flesh or close to you with your relatives, the death of your bodies, but not that of your souls, if you carry out what is requested by heaven. The consecrations of the Immaculate Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus are crucial. Focus on them. These consecrations protect you from falling into the second death, which is the death of the soul condemned to hell. For this reason, it is very important that you consecrate as soon as possible. Remember that many will be called to the presence of the Father very soon and must be prepared to leave for the eternal homeland. Live a life of oblation to heaven and practice works of charity. Love covers a multitude of sins. Take advantage of as many indulgences as the Church grants and go to confession as often as possible. Do not enter into altercations or fights because the enemy is very strong, wanting to destabilize psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, especially those chosen by heaven for a specific mission within the plan of redemption of humanity. Remember that there is little time left before humanity will enter into chaos, and therefore you will need to be attentive to the signs of the times. It is important for everyone to be prepared, because death will touch your homes, and if it is not with you, it will be with someone close to you, a relative. For this reason, you must be prepared in case you have to give an account soon before the court of God. The points described above are very important. Take into account as many plenary indulgences as you can. Attend the Eucharist and the Tabernacle to be strengthened by the presence of God. But, above all, prepare to live in the divine will, since it will take you into the arms of the Eternal Father, and you will live in the New Jerusalem in your hearts. Prepare to leave this world, while others should prepare to be crucified in the fire of God's love. And when you have whitened your tunics, you can pass to new heavens and earths. Many have been chosen to inhabit the New Jerusalem, but this is not easy. You need to be whitened and purified, and this will be a living purgatory on earth. It will be very hard. Therefore, Ask heaven for the necessary strength and give your fiat to the most holy Trinity. I invite you to meditate on the passion of Christ, so that by reflecting on what was his passion, death, and resurrection, you understand what he came to do for the human race and what it is, what you should be willing to give as part of his mystical body, as part of his church, since the church will also be living its passion, death, and resurrection. From now on, I tell you that without passion and death, there is no resurrection, and that you must live in it in order to win your reward. Therefore, if you are called to go to the presence of God soon, as if you are called to go to the new heavens and earths, I ask you to prepare yourself in every way, but above all, spiritually. This year, many of you will be called to the presence of the Father, and you will need to be prepared. Think about the salvation of your souls and not about eternal damnation for wanting to live the pleasure of an ephemeral moment. Think about your eternal destinies and your souls and reconsider. Turn your eyes to God and give everything you can to be able to fight this bloody battle between good and evil. More pandemics will come that will destabilize the world economy. Prepare with food supplies, but above all, spirituality, to be able to withstand the judgment of God and the nations, because he will unleash his just wrath against every nation, race, and language. So dress in sackcloth and pray, pray, and pray. I, as patron of families, want unity and the salvation of your families. Think of eternal life and do not take your salvation lightly. I, as protector of families and lawyer of the dying, in his last agony before the eternal court of God the Father, ask you to consecrate yourself to me and be my faithful devotees, and I will shower you with graces. I, as your patron, will fill you with blessings. Just ask me, and I will be here to intercede for each one of you. It is important that you observe the aforementioned consecrations and also your consecration to me, since I will protect you greatly from the attacks of the enemy. If you consecrate yourself to me, I will give you the weapons so that your family can be united and survive the storm. Be my faithful devotees, and at the hour of death, I will be by your side and intercede before God for you. The consecration to me as protector of families, as a special protection in these turbulent times. Do it as soon as possible and give your fiat to the most holy Trinity, so that clothed in its power, you can fight against the enemy. There are many steps and guidelines that must be followed, but the main ones I have mentioned. It is important to take them into account. I, St. Joseph, invite you to prepare your souls, whether you are called to the Father's house or to heavens and the new earth. Follow my instructions and persevere spiritually.